Welcome back, everyone. Back to the future. I mean the Barnyard.
Hey.
It's me, Matt, and I'm making a video about Back at the Barnyard, so I decided to make my friends watch Barnyard with me.
Hey, you intentionally did that wrong for a joke. Hi, my name is Mitzi, in case you didn't know that already. You should. I am the best character on the show. I am better than both the salami and the bologna combined.
I'm Mackle, James Shidackle.
And I'm here too. I'm Chris.
I remember liking the show a lot better than the movie, and I wasn't even, a huge fan of the show.
Can I, that's interesting to note, because can I be, needlessly hostile for 1 second?
Sure.
I have had some sort of connection to almost everything we've watched for this show so far. That, or something I wasn't aware of that I ended up really liking. Fucking Back at the Barnyard, I have memories of watching both the movie and watching the show a lot, but I don't have a single positive memory of watching it. I'm willing to go into this with an open mind that I'll enjoy it, or at least see what's good about it. But I don't know. It's a weird example. I watched the show all the time when I was a kid. I didn't really like it, but I watched it all the time.
You know, two things I want to say. One, I saw this with my grandma, and I have no clue how the fuck either of us went to see this movie. We used to see movies a lot, but she didn't seem to be into this movie at all. I think it was the boy tipping thing in the trailer that got her. Rest her soul. I just don't know why and then she rented it one day, and I'm like, did you like it? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, and that's just where we stood.
I'm not sure.
And for some reason, Back at the Barnyard show reminds me of the Dalmatians cartoon, the 101 Dalmatians cartoon. For some reason, I don't know why Back at the Barnyard invokes those feelings.
Maybe just similar sense of humor.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Barnyard as a franchise is very hit or miss, so it's not really a surprise to me that the movie is mostly a miss. Although, I'm going into this with an open mind. I haven't watched it in a while, but I didn't even like it as a kid, so there are plenty of episodes of the show I like more than this movie.
It was never my favorite. It was never something I was really super into, but I liked it well enough.
I didn't hate it.
I had slightly more positive feelings than neutral to it, you know? Like a 6 out of 10, you know? Slightly more positive than the middle of the road. As somebody who has watched the movie as recently as 5 years ago, I can say that this movie is just a college movie, a quote-unquote college movie, a frat boys just doing shit movie, but with barn animals.
They got Animal House and Animal Farm mixed up.
I like some of the memes that have come from the show, some from the movie specifically, Biggie Cheese. Also, I've seen some funny Dr. Pig posts. That's about it. That's about as far as my fondness for Barnyard goes.
It is pretty memeable.
Yeah.
The thing is, anytime I think about Barnyard, it never comes back to the show or the media. It's like some other show. For instance, My Name is Earl is coming to mind. And I'm like, why the fuck can I not think of, Barnyard? My brain refuses to, connect Barnyard peacefully to itself.
It's suppressing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're suppressing some memories.
Funny thing is, I heard about the video game first.
How the fuck did that happen?
I just saw, clips for the video game. I think it was on, a DVD I had. They had an ad for the video game.
What? That blows my mind that somebody advertised the game.
That game was honestly around a lot. It might have been promoted on Nickelodeon a bunch. I saw tons of commercials for the video game. Isn't one of the female cows in this movie completely reworked in the TV show?
Yes.
But then everyone else is the same, right?
No, Otis is Kevin James in this movie.
Oh, okay, I guess the voice is
I
different.
mean, everyone else is the same character, but there are different voices. Apparently Miles was supposed to be a bigger character on the show, but he just never really did.
So this kind of like, not surfing, but it's more like snowboarding. This is actually like a thing that they do in warmer climates. Some places, like places where they don't really get snow, they will like attach like a block of ice to like a board and like slide down the hill like that.
I did not know that.
Are we supposed to not yell rock?
Is that Sheen's voice actor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pip is Sheen.
I should have fucking put that together when I was a kid. I don't think I did.
The characters aren't super similar.
They are different personality-wise. They just sound similar.
I don't know, they serve similar functions in the narrative. Just, I think Pip is a lot smarter than Sheen. I think Sheen's a lot funnier.
I remember Sheen a lot more than Pip.
Does he have porcupines on his farm?
Does he?
What kind of farm is this, if I'm right?
I guess they just let all the animals in. Like, they let the weasel in.
Just let anyone in. They're warning about the coyotes are there.
So I have a theory about the animals and the farmer, and that's just like the farmer is like so old and like kind of like losing his memory and his mind a little bit. So the animals just do most of the work on the farm, and the farmer, like, wakes up from his nap, and he's like, oh, I guess I already fed the animals. I guess I already plowed the fields. I guess I already did all that. So, good night. Night, animals. And he just doesn't know that they're all doing it, because he thinks he just already did it and forgot.
They've been gaslighting him for years.
But that's just a theory. A film theory.
They're keeping the fence intact, they're taking care of the chickens, they're doing all that stuff, and the farmer just doesn't realize it, because he's too old to notice.
The football players have, like, food fight level of animation. Look, I'd be very suspicious of the cow that's following me.
I wouldn't like that the cow's following me.
I wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't like that it was stopping every time I looked at it.
Whoa! Hey! Oh, look at you! You're all
Pregnant?
Yeah, sure. I mean, really?
Is she?
I mean, it isn't that noticeable, you know? I mean, especially when
It's actually not that noticeable. Isn't the dog against stuff like this in the show?
Yeah. A little.
I don't know, like, Duke is down to party, but he's also a control freak. He's constantly trying to Starscream Otis.
I remember when I used to sit out here with your sister.
I don't have a sister.
Oh, yeah. That was you, wasn't it?
There we go, confirmation.
That is, like... If that was in anything else but the Barnyard movie, you'd be like, that's a trans confirmation, right?
I don't know, honestly, I think it's more trans because it's Otis.
Because it's Otis.
Because he has an udder. If it were two humans, it'd kind of be like, aw, dad ribbing his son, you know? Because Otis has tits.
Okay, can I ask a question? Outside of It Wasn't Me in this song, does anybody else know what Shaggy has done?
I think he solves mysteries with some guys.
He did the song And Then I Got High because I got high.
No, you're thinking of Afro Man.
Yeah, I was
What
about
the
to say,
fuck?
Michael,
I love that ass shot. Thank you for that.
whoa, asshole.
He's the most relatable character.
Yeah.
Average Midwestern man.
So you really ordered a lot of pizzas, huh?
Who's this guy? Very familiar voice.
It's Rob Paulson.
Oh, okay. What character?
He's kind of doing Skeet from McSpanky's.
Yeah.
He quit that job and started working at a pizza place. I like this cover of the song the best. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Sounds
This
nice.
movie had a lot of balls to do this.
It's Sam Elliott to sing a song.
It worked so well the last time they did it, or was this before that?
That's what I like
Talk
about you. That was after this. This landed him the role in Marmaduke. they saw this and they're like, wow, Sam Elliott, he really has the prestige to be in Marmaduke.
Yeah, that's
Fucking,
his career peaked at Marmaduke.
I think it would be too much to record all the Hall of Victory movie reactions and all that on top of everything else, but there are some that I wish we would have recorded. Marmaduke being one of them. It wouldn't even be a long video, but there was like some really solid moments during that viewing. His final experience being dead was being severely disappointed in his son.
Shit, that's just me and my dad.
Just like, you motherfucker. This is your fucking fault. A good cow.
Just good.
Not great.
They buried him? I mean, that's cute.
The farmer cares about his aminals.
Does the farmer know that Ben died because he was beating the shit out of some wolves? Some coyotes? Why wasn't the farmer defending the farm?
You know,
because he has a cow to do that.
Because he's a human, and humans can't work on farms.
What do you want this short, feeble, fat old man to do?
Shoot him.
Shoot coyote.
Shoot coyotes.
Put up a fence.
Okay.
Why'd you do that?
I mean, this is kind of like Jimmy Neutron. The villain shows up, gets rid of the main character's parents.
Yeah.
And then all the kids are left to raise themselves.
Except this time the parents aren't ever coming back. Real talk, there's no way in fuck Otis's dad, like, had this much power.
In the show, it's stated that Otis is supreme leader of the Barnyard. Unquestioned leader of the Barnyard.
Who the fuck is Wild Mike?
Okay, real talk, Wild Mike fucking bothers me.
He's the guy from the old Honeycomb commercials.
For sure, but like nobody answers canonically what the fuck he is.
I just love
He's
that.
the thing from the old Honeycomb commercials.
No, so one of my friends came up to me and was like, "You think it's just the farmer's son that he just hides in the fucking barn under the floorboards?"
Well, I just love the sequence of events here. I don't remember who Wild Mike is, and I say, who the fuck is Wild Mike? And Chris is, alright, Wild Mike really bothers me.
Okay, but no, seriously, they never explain what the fuck he is.
Oh, he is the Honey Nut Cheerios guy. Not Honey Nut Cheerios, fucking Christ. Honeycombs guy.
No, okay, but seriously, what the fuck is a Wild Mike?
If you want to figure out what is this Wild Mike, you can go to nick.com. That's nick.com/barnyard.
Moo? That's what the Sonic movie was referencing. With the meow.
Is Charlotte's Web that thick of a book?
I don't know. I only watched the movie. Look, if it's this hard for the weasel to avoid the temptation of eating chicken, he's probably doing it pretty frequently and just feels bad about it. I feel like he'd be better at handling his addiction by now if he was legitimately not eating them. I forgot how long it took for them to show up in this movie. They're like, that little shit is such a big part of the TV show. I feel like they used him a lot.
Didn't they use him in like the advertising for this movie as well?
Yeah. That's called cow tip and that's called boy tip, and I remember being in like every trailer.
No, seriously. Why does she have tit physics?
Realism.
No,
yeah, that's how they work, Michael.
I am just really not into this character's design.
I'm not either. It's like...
I mean, somebody was, right?
I like the hillbilly guy.
That's the thing. I'm worried someone was. I think that makes me like her less. Like, was someone into this?
So that was someone's department, the tit physics.
That's probably the same person that was doing the others.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
If you did boob department on the Barnyard movie, hit us up.
Are they driving this car to the boy's house?
Yes.
Because in the show, isn't he related to them?
Mm-hmm.
He is.
So is that like something that they just made up for the show?
Well, I think they're like his aunt and uncle.
Yeah, I get that, but is there any reference to him being related to him in this movie? Because that could have been more of an afterthought.
It is not mentioned that Snotty Kid and the crazy lady are related in the movie. But it's established in the first episode of the show, and it's pretty consistent canon.
And I mean, it makes it's not even a bad idea. It's a way to include all three characters. I just think it's interesting.
Yeah, no, it works. They use it plenty.
Yeah.
Okay, so can we talk about one thing is how this world is kind of oddly, like, cow accessible? Because there's no way in fuck a cow's gonna drive a car.
Well, they have opposable thumbs!
That too, yeah.
No, they do.
They kind of just like have mitten hands.
But
They're
sometimes
knuckles.
they have pointer fingers when they need to.
They're doing the rock like signal, like hand signal right now. They can do whatever they want.
To a new world order! We are calling the shots now!
The animals are taking over! I told you, they confused Animal House with Animal Farm.
They knocked one fat boy over, and now they're in control of the world.
Damn.
This is the best character. I love
Average
him.
Midwestern man.
I love this guy.
But I mean,
No, that's an ass shot.
Stop.
They just like make it so close up. It's like, oh my god.
No, this is like Rouge the Bat levels of sexualizing everything but the face.
We're homeboys. I'm here with you.
Really? It's all right.
Okay, I tried. Let it do it. I'll bring it back in 2 seconds. Be back. Hey.
That is a bit I've never liked in like a lot of shows. A lot of cartoons do that, where like the one character acts like a good friend and then like takes off the first second they can. I don't know, that's a joke that's done a lot. It's like I get what the joke is, but it's also just like it does just make your character unlikable, I think.
You know, shit like that happens though.
I guess it's an overdone bit. I don't like that one.
Yeah, I mean, and now they've brought Daisy out. I think they very easily could have just brought Daisy out and Pip would go like, later.
Yeah,
I'll leave
that would
you
have
alone
fixed
with
it.
your lady friend.
But when we went home, well, everyone was gone.
There's like a lot of death in this movie.
You know what I like about like Abby's design versus her design? Is that Abby's got like that braid, and I think it works better on her than like
They're just a fucking bow.
her like stupid little bow that just sits on the top of her head.
They gave her a personality in the show too, like she's allowed to be
Yeah,
funny.
no, Abby's great. She's like the funniest character in the show, IMHO.
I looked up, I was gonna send Matt an image, like a Rule 34 of that one woman as a joke, but I cannot in good faith send this to anyone. This is the most horrible thing I've ever seen in my life.
Michael has cursed himself, and he can't even bring himself to curse
Michael,
us
why
as
did you-
well. Oh god.
Why did you look
a
that
lot
up?
of it. There is a fucking lot of it.
Stop, Michael, stop!
There's a lot of it?
Michael single-handedly turned this into the sickest shit.
Sometimes I don't know the difference, if I'm being honest.
You thought you could fill his shoes?
He didn't wear shoes. He was a cow.
Damn it, Mitzi! God damn it!
I think that the resolution to this movie should have just been Otis buying a gun from the gopher.
I would have absolutely loved that.
We might have to kill these guys, Otis.
Round. You're fat.
Of course you think everyone's fat. You got a fucking rib cage showing at all times.
I feel like if that's the only thing you can say, if you're gonna go, man, haha, you're fat, get better material. Holy shit, is that weak?
Especially because you were ripping into him about being a failure to his father and not protecting the people.
Man, what a fucking disappointment. Head, you're fat. Haha, that's what's gonna hurt his feelings. Huh?
Yeah.
It's like he punctuated it, and also you're fat. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Oh, this is like, man, all that other shit hurt, but like, I think this guy might be a loser.
Don't care, didn't ask, plus you're fat.
I mean, you would have stood up to them, and you wouldn't have backed down.
And you would have sang a song about not backing down.
And then he would have died.
They do like a Mufasa Ghost in the Sky thing, but this time it's just him belittling Otis.
No, all he does is he goes, moo.
Moo.
Dead B.
Oh, thanks. Oh, again alive.
Somebody laughed at that. Somebody like laughed fucking hard at that every time it's not dead.
Come on, pussy. Just go get a gun.
This is America, I think.
Go get a gun. You can very easily go acquire a gun.
I mean, yeah. If you can drive a car, you can shoot a gun, right?
It's like that meme with the book. It's like Barnyard, if Otis had a gun.
Otis, the best leader, isn't the biggest or the strongest.
And you're not either of those. Actually, your father died disappointed in you.
We all saw what his face looked like. It was like a very unflattering way to go. Like, even if you do turn your life around now, that's still gonna be how he remembered you.
You will never be redeemed in your father's eyes because he is dead.
Man, that guy's dead. You know, you might as well just go walk off the barn.
You know, he's like appeared as a ghost to all of us to give us like some sort of motivating speech. He hasn't talked to you yet?
Oh, and you're fat.
Otis, the coyotes. It just happened. They took Etta, Hannah.
This feels like a cutscene in a video game to start the mission. That brown cow made me think that was his dad for a minute.
He's just back in the movie.
like,
no one
"Dad, you're
acknowledges it.
I'm as confused as you. I was trying to avoid appearing to you, Otis. Why doesn't he just like, all right, everyone, grab some like farm equipment or some like
Grab
2x4s.
some guns.
Maybe grab some guns, but maybe just grab what's like laying around.
Yeah.
Okay, real talk. The chicks are dead by now.
Yeah.
Hijack the car again. Make a grand entrance.
Yeah.
Unleash Wild Mike.
They unleash Wild Mike. It's this super violent, like, murder.
Yeah.
I do think that
Bloodbath.
happens. I just think Otis could have invited everyone. I think they do show up and do this anyways.
A bloodbath.
The issue earlier is Otis only had to fight like 6 of them. Now that there's like 80 of them, he's gonna do fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think this cover is as good as I remember it being.
I'm fine with it. It's character driven. Gets a little bit for that. Okay, never mind. He fucked it up.
All right. Well,
now he's
Otis is dead.
Golly, golly, rooster in a hen house with the bloodhound on his heel.
Now, why don't you lay there and watch while we eat your friends?
These two are gonna fuck, dude.
Eventually, you're just gonna need to have a compilation, Matt, of every time someone says these two are gonna fuck.
Well, like, do you hear how these two are talking to each other, though?
No, I hear you. I hear you. I'm just saying this happens a lot.
I thought you were gonna say a compilation of every time we say, "Oh, that guy's dead."
I mean,
That would be a good one, too.
That would probably be a bigger one, honestly. I think that's a very heavily relied on joke.
Hey! Sorry, man. This is pellets. I'm nervous.
He just shit on his head.
Yeah.
If they do this with Otis leading the charge, then it's like, oh, he learned to be a leader and guide everyone.
Yeah.
But like still doing it in his own way, you know?
Yeah. Nickelodeon, build a time machine, send me back to 2006, and let me write the Barnyard movie.
They do that, and then once they're done with it, they're like, "All right, we don't need this anymore," and they throw it away.
The Barnyard movie is now slightly better, and they're like, "Yep, our work here is done."
That's the only thing you do with a time machine is you make the Barnyard movie slightly better. You bump it up 1 star.
Not even the show. The show's the same.
Yeah, the show stays the same.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my god!
Good call. Good call.
Yeah, no, that's the right reaction.
He becomes
And
king
so
of the...
Wild Mike was appointed leader of the Barnyard.
While Mike was unleashed and many crimes have happened.
You know what would make a good sequel to this movie? Is if Wild Mike was like now king of the coyotes, like he grew connected with them.
He rules them with an iron fist.
That'd be like a terrifying villain. Was that an arc for that character that he couldn't do a proper wake-up call?
Guys, Peck had such an arc in this movie.
I don't remember the arc starting.
Yes, put glass in his forehead. Do it.
They started fucking, it was gross.
Finish what your father could not.
Oh my.
No, finish what your father could not. Kill him.
Oh god.
Oh no, he's totally dead now.
Does he appear in the show at all?
He didn't appear at all in season 1. I haven't watched season 2. Maybe he appears, but I don't think he will.
Kind of just,
After this, he just dies.
He's supposed to be like an older...
No, I like the farmer selling him because he kept kicking in.
Honestly, I feel like the movie and the show have, like, very different continuities. I don't think they are really connected.
I mean, this character doesn't really exist in the movies, because if you want to say it's the same character as the character on the show, something happened. Something happened between this and that, and she doesn't have a kid in the show, so...
Labor is not this calm.
I mean, with medicine it is. I don't think you'd want this many people watching you give birth, though.
It's a barn.
I'm kind of okay with the donkey not showing up in the show, because I kind of think the show is like... It thrives on just like its absolutely unhinged nature. And I think he would ground it too much. I think he would be like, oh, Otis, you gotta be good. Remember your father's legacy. I do think he stands around in the background in the show. I don't think he talks.
Matt, be real with me. That'd be kind of funny, where they do this wild unhinged shit and it's like, remember your dad died. Your dad died for this, Otis.
At the end of every episode, he's like, Otis, remember your dad died. And then that's
like,
the end.
That was a wild adventure. Your dad's dead.
That should be how they end the series. He should just walk up and be like, Otis, your dad's dead.
I don't think he's that good of a character, honestly. He's not terrible, but his whole bit in this movie is just confident that everything is going to go out all right. He just kind of stands there the whole time saying, this is going down. This is all gonna pan out all right, I tell you.
I was thinking I kind of like Ben.
Man, you know, that's really cool. Too bad he is nowhere in the series.
It would work better if, like, she had some sort of bond with Ben, too, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, also, where the fuck was the farmer when this was happening?
He doesn't give a fuck. He lets the cows
He's
deliver
sleeping!
the babies.
It's nighttime! What are you talking about?
Well, okay, so normally when you're on a farm and you know your animal's giving birth, you are monitoring the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Because animals have a hard time sometimes.
You're not supposed to just let your animals do it.
Yeah, no, you are not supposed to just let that shit happen.
I think society in the Barnyard universe works a little different. I think animals, like humans know animals can take care of themselves pretty well. And so they just mostly leave them alone. And they do this behind everyone's back. Oh boy, we're gonna end on this.
It's your favorite character.
Oh god.
The Wild Mike.
He has lips! Oh, okay. I'm not happy with this ending.
I mean, that was fun. I had fun commentating over this one.
This movie's an hour 26 and it still feels too long. There are good bits, but like they drag some stuff out and the pacing is really weird because they'll be like, oh, Otis is a party animal. Oh no, something bad happened. Otis is partying again. Oh, Otis needs to learn to be responsible. Otis is partying again.
Oh man, Otis, your dad's dead. Guess what? Time to party.
They wanted to make like a movie about animals doing a bunch of dumb shit, but then they were like, wow, we need to actually have a movie in here. So they thought of all the funny parts first, and then they were like, oh god, we forgot to have a plot. That's right.
I think there's something to say about a movie that at least gives you material to work with when doing a commentary like this, because I remember during Pirates Who Don't Do Anything, I almost had like nothing to say while watching it.
This is one of those movies where I want to know what the writer's room sounded like, because just imagine like, hey, we're gonna have party animals, let's kill off the dad.
There was a pitch pilot for the Barnyard series from 1999, and I think it is like you say. I think they wrote all of the jokes first, and then they're like, okay, well, guess it's time to write the movie.
I mean, it's an alright idea for a movie. For a kid's movie, it's fine. Like, it's like, the plot is he's a party animal, but has to take his job seriously when the one person who was taking, like, safety seriously is no longer there. It's fine. I think it's like a solid 5 or 6, you know? It's not great, it's not horrible.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
There was parts that made me laugh. The whole scene where they're trying to deal with the farmer catching them, that had, like, I laughed pretty hard at a couple parts of that. Probably the only part of the movie where I did genuinely laugh at it, but I mean, that's more than a lot of shit I watch for you, Matt.
The things we do for love.
I think this is a perfect 2000s DVD movie. Like, this is a DVD you have around the house.
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
like, I need a break from my kids.
I will say, when I watched this one as a kid, I was getting a little older. This was one that I didn't, like, watch again, because, like, no matter what the movie was when I was younger, I would, like, just rewatch it and rewatch it. Like, I got fixated on almost every movie I watched when I was a kid. Now, I was getting a little older by the time this came out. Maybe I was getting past that point. But I remember we mentioned Lion King 1.5 in this. I remember watching that twice on, like, the same day I got it. Like, I would always... Barnyard was, like, one time and I was done, and that was rare for me back then.
The greatest thing about Barnyard is it's just engaging enough that, like, you will not, like, hate it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
Like, it's a movie that'll keep a kid's attention enough.
It's really not bad. I think calling it bad would be, like, way too harsh. It's fun. I'm not
saying that it's bad.
Oh, I know you're not.
I'm just saying, we talk about how it's, like, poorly paced, but it's paced perfectly for a child.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, a kid's gonna be like, hell yeah, party scene, something dark's happening. I'm kind of into this, but I'm gonna not be into it. And then, like, goes immediately back to wild shit. Like, it is perfect for a child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. My parents had this on DVD just at our house. Like, still. Like, I went back to visit last year and they still had it. I took it. It's in my collection now.
It's mine now.
But, like, I feel like I watched this movie one time all the way through, and any other time I have seen part of this movie, it's because it was playing on Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I remember watching this movie when it had premiered on Nickelodeon, I think it came out in theaters, and then they showed it on Nickelodeon. I remember watching it when they first showed it on Nickelodeon. And then later, at, like, a thrift store, Sage and I found, like a pack of DVDs that were, like, all Nickelodeon movies. I think it had, like, Rugrats movie, Wild Thornberrys movie, and this. And so we just decided to watch them all in one day. And that's the most recent I have watched Barnyard.
You know what kind of sucks is that I think that this movie came out just around that time. So, like, it'd be really cool if Nickelodeon... Because Nickelodeon had, like, the orange VHSs. This would be really cool if it was, like, the cow print VHS.
That would be fun.
I'm sure VHSs were still a thing at the time, but, I mean, Jimmy Neutron was probably one of the first DVDs I owned.
See, like, around this time, I think VHSs were starting to get phased out. Like, because I know Disney still had them. You just had to, like, mail them in.
There was, like, a weird middle phase where we were still using VHS, but DVD was coming to prevalence. Barnyard is kinda right at the start of the DVD era. Of the exclusively on DVD era. I think that's why the DVD's so common. It's just, like, one of the first things that was only on DVD.
I remember being mad about DVDs when people started using DVDs for everything, because, like, I preferred VHSs because you could rewind them, or not because you could rewind them. Like, that was a feature of it, but I preferred it because you could put in the VHS and it would pick up where you left off last on the VHS. That's what I liked about it, and, like, you couldn't do that with a DVD, and it made me mad as a kid. It was very satisfying to watch VHSs rewind. Something about watching a VHS rewind is so much more satisfying than anything else.
It does not look like there is a legal VHS Barnyard.
My DVD story, and I probably told it before, I'd be surprised if I haven't, but it was Lady and the Tramp 2 was the first DVD we ever owned. Like, we got a DVD player at the store. And I didn't even really know what it was. My parents got it, but we really wanted to see Lady and the Tramp 2, me, my brother, and my sister. And we waited on that DVD menu for 20 minutes, not understanding what was going on. Because we had no concept of what a DVD menu was yet. Like, all three of us were confused. My brother and sister knew something was up, and I was convinced that they were doing it on purpose. Like, this was an intentional choice to loop this. I was like, it's a little show at the start.
So, the PS2 blew my fucking mind when not only you can play PlayStation 1 games, you can play PS2 games, and my friend walks over to my PS2 and pops a movie in, and I'm like, it's not gonna work, and it started working, and I almost, like, died. Because, like, I was the one person on planet Earth that didn't know PS2 could play DVD.
Do we have anything else to say about the movie Barnyard?
It's fine. I'm kind of repeating myself. It's not bad. Like, it's animated pretty well for the time, like a Nickelodeon movie. It does feel like a step up from Jimmy Neutron. The human designs are a little uncanny, but for the time, I'm gonna give it a pass. It's cartoonish.
The animation is better than Jimmy Neutron, I agree. but it's
Jimmy Neutron may have been more fitting for the time. I'll say
it's
that.
definitely not as good a movie as Jimmy Neutron. And I don't even, like, love the
No.
Jimmy Neutron movie, but, like, it's better than this.
I like Jimmy Neutron more. This is better than Veggie. Like, this is better than Pirates Who Don't
Yeah,
Do Anything.
true,
just
true,
comparing to
fair.
stuff we've watched.
You know what I love about Barnyard is that it exists in a very specific time.
Yeah.
That, like, I kind of wish, like, I wish we had the balls to make movies like this. I wish somebody would just be like, let's just fucking make movies about fucking cows.
You know what I think is kind of funny? I don't know how intentional this is, Matt, but we're kind of like doing a marathon of like old CG movies that aren't done by like the major companies, you know, like no DreamWorks, Disney or Pixar's, but like Jimmy Neutron, Jonah, Pirates Who Don't Do Anything was DreamWorks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You kind of have a good trend going here with that.
Geez, what are some other 3D movies? I kind of wanted to do The Ant Bully, because it's
Really?
from the creator of Jimmy Neutron, John A. Davis. It's the only other thing he ever directed, and then DNA went under, and now he takes photos for NASA.
Oh,
So-
cool. Good for him.
So what we do is we review the movie Ants and not acknowledge that bug life ever happened. Like, we just don't acknowledge, like, we just act like Disney completely failed at this point.
I've never seen Ants. Bug's Life I like.
I saw Ants in college, and it was for like the dumbest reason that I cannot get into right now, because we have to end this video.
We have to stop recording this at some point.
We do.
Because we have been on too many tangents at this point. Like, we don't need all this.
Barnyard is like Barnyard is a movie that's easy to get distracted from, you know?
No, I think I said it perfectly at the beginning with my opinion on what Barnyard is. Barnyard's really cool, but it does not invoke itself. It always makes
Yeah,
you
you
think
just
of
wanna
something else.
you wanna talk about all the other stuff that Barnyard makes you think about.
Yeah, exactly.
It is funny how it tied back to that.
Alright, well
We've looped all the way back around to the start.
we'll see you in the next one.
Should we sign off with something?
We'll be back at the future.
Well, you are the bun and me are the cheese, and if me are the rice, well, baby love you the peas. I'm bombastic and the fantastic. Touch me on me box, she says, Mr. Romantic, tell me fantastic.